We're back for another beautiful day of working on the Jetta. Today we're going to work on the engine compartment and the drivetrain. I'm going to start by taking off that skid plate underneath that was flipped back and I couldn't before. I got it flipped back the other way, now we can. Then we'll strip off any plastic and junk inside the engine compartment before putting the battery in and making sure that everything still works. Let's get into it. Stars and Pipes is proud to partner with Wyotech on this build. I've always been a car guy, it's in my DNA. I attended Wyotech for collision refinishing, street rod, custom paint, and trim and upholstery. Now, in our How to Build a Figure 8 Car series, I get to put those skills to use. Wyotech is America's destination trade school. They offer hands-on training in automotive, diesel, collision refinishing, welding, plus specialties like high-performance powertrains, street rod, and chassis fabrication. Wyotech's vision is to have the best training, best experience, and best outcome for the next generation of tradesmen and women. If you're ready to turn your passion for cars into a career, check out Wyotech. Visit them at wyotech.edu, see which program is best for you, and tell them that we sent you. Now let's get into the video. Here's our little plastic air dam underneath that's flipped back from pulling it up on the trailer. It's got two 10mm bolts in it. So I got my 10mm, we'll zip them out. Now up here under the hood, we're gonna get rid of this insulation and then any plastic back here, including that plastic cowl and the windshield wipers. For this insulation, there's just plastic clips around it, so I got a screwdriver to pop them clips out. That's the insulation. Now let's get this weather stripping. On to the next piece of weather stripping, which is the one that's holding this cowl on. That one came off easy enough. Now we'll pop this plastic off the cowling. To get this plastic off, we have to take the windshield wipers off first. They are 13mm. I'll take out both windshield wipers. Got the windshield wipers off and that plastic cowl off. Now I'm gonna work on just any piece of plastic under here that I can take off. There's a couple 10mm way down in here that are holding this vent in. So I got an extension to reach them. There's the vent. I got my vacuum up here. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum out any leaves and crap that's under there so I can see bolts that I need to get to. Okay, I got it cleaned up. Now with my 10mm still on here, I'm gonna zip out this windshield wiper motor. There's two 10mm here and a T30 over here. The T30 in the middle that goes to this other side that I took out just to make it easier to get it out of this tray. There's the windshield wiper motor. Another plate on this side looks like if the car was left-hand drive, that all the HVAC stuff would be over here. Took it off anyways. With all the plastic removed that I think I can remove, I'm going to stick the battery back in and see if our security system has us locked out or not. Battery terminal nuts are 10mm. The positive was 10mm, the negative is 13mm. With the battery hooked up, I'm gonna see if it'll crank. Well, it fired right up. That's a really good sign. We do have a few warning lights on our instrument cluster. Since a race car isn't a race car until I take the exhaust off, let's do that step next. Clamps undone right behind the muffler, and I'll just pop out these rubber hangers. These rubber hangers have the same 13mm socket, so I'm just going to take the whole bracket off. So that bracket's also holding up the fuel tank. So back to plan A, I will just pry off the rubber. There's those two rubber brackets off. Let's move back to the next one. Just to make it a little easier on me, I'm going to take out this bracket going across. They are also 13mm. There's that out. While I'm here, I'm going to take out this other plastic air dam underneath. I took the one out on the driver's side, episode 1. I'll get this one out now. Now to get this exhaust apart at the seam. There we go. We got our clamp off. Let's see if we can work the rest of this pipe out from over the hump. Before I get too Western with it, there is another hanger right here. Okay, we got all the hangers and bolts out. Since I am not known for my finesse, we busted out the cutoff wheel again. So I'm just gonna cut it off, pull out both sections. The exhaust out of the way, I'm going to put this bracket back on, just to add some support under here. Now with the exhaust out and this bracket put back in, let's see what it sounds like. Our new shocks are in the mail, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this broken shock out and see what we can do about straightening this up. Okay, we got the big crescent to get this off this side. Broke loose easy enough. There's the shock out, save the bolt, put in the new one. Next we have these two up here, which are 16mm. There's that side out. I'm gonna put the bolts back in just so I don't lose them while we wait for the parts to show up. Okay, this bent arm here looks like it's these 3 bolts and a couple bolts back here. So I'm going to jack it up, move my blocks ahead of this so that this suspension is just hanging, and I'll see what I can do to get that out. We got our blocks moved forward. I'm going to set it down, figure out what sockets fit the bolts on that arm. These 3 bolts in the front are 16mm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this one off just to get some parts out of my way on the inside. That nut right there is a 16mm. I had to back it up with some vice grips, but I got it out. it up, Kiko.
Yeah. I'm giving you one of these.
Oh, thanks.
How is that strong enough to lift up the whole car?
That's what they're made for.
Is it because it's metal?
Sure. Now I'll get them two 18 millimeters out of the other side. Well, it took a little percussion persuasion and some help from the I wasn't asking stick, but we got them out. Got it out. Now you can really see that bend. I think I can just stick that in a vise maybe and hammer it straight. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I needed a bigger vise to straighten the arm out. So here I am in the shop with a much bigger vise. First thing I'm gonna do is just pinch it flat, see if I can pinch it with the vise, and then we'll see if we need to reef on it. I got a good chunk of it out, probably half. I'm gonna move up to this section here, up higher. Was down here before, I'm gonna move up here and just kind of work along that crease. We're getting a lot closer. The top side is, or the bottom side is straight. So I'm just gonna keep working on this bottom. I might do it vertical, see if I can't get a pipe wrench on it or something to pry down the other way. Okay, there's the top side. You can see it's pretty straight. Down here we got a little bit of a bend, so I'm gonna come down a little lower and straighten that. This side is straight. Our back is still straight. We got a little wave going on here from where my wrench bit in. You can see it pulled there and pushed there. So now I'm just gonna put this edge in the vise and pinch it flat. Not sure how it'll show up on camera, but that is got most of the wave out. So I think this arm is usable. We'll throw it back in the Jetta and see what it does to that rear tire. Our timing worked out perfect. Yesterday we started working on the suspension and today parts showed up. Let's check out what was dropped off today. So here we go. There is our new strut for the driver's side. Now let's go get it installed. Before I get that shock installed, I'm gonna put that arm back in that we straightened and see if it pulls the tire back. And the fourth one started. There's one tight. Okay, it's still not lining up the best. I have another idea. We're gonna throw the wheels back on. I'll set it on the trailer, chain it down at the front, and then I'll hook a winch on the back, pull it back, see if we can straighten it that way. So let's throw the wheels back on and see if the winch will get it for us. I got both sides of the front bumper chained to the front of the trailer. Now let's go grab a winch and we'll hook it on the back. Before I start winching, I did put it in neutral so that the chains are holding the car and not the transmission. Got my tree saver out and around this top piece first. I think we'll do this top piece, then we'll do this piece, and then we'll do the big piece. Or maybe the big piece next. We'll do this top piece, then we'll do this piece, then we'll try to get this little one if it still won't line up. I'm gonna pull back with the winch and see if I can get these bolts to line up. You can see this sway bar is kind of all out of place, so nothing will go where it's supposed to go. So with that, I'll hop on over to the Jeep and we will see how the winch does. As you can see, that pulled back pretty good. I don't think it bent in the right spot, but it did pull back. We're gonna drop down here, pull on the bottom, see if we can't get it to roll. Okay, as you can see, I pulled it a little bit far, so to let it spring back a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to hook onto the sway bar itself, pull back to get this lined up. So we're gonna go ahead and do that next. There's probably better ways to line this up, but this also works. So push that arm down there so it doesn't get caught in anything, and then I will pull it back. I'm off of it with the winch. I'm gonna use the jack to lift the rear end, compress the spring a little bit, see if I can get things to line up. I moved the winch back to something a little more meaty. I'm gonna pull it back and hold it while I line everything up. Okay, as you can see, it is close. So I'm gonna see if I can't use an alignment bar, pull it in where it needs to be, and then start a bolt. I didn't have an alignment bar small enough to go through the hole, so the old reliable screwdriver. Now you can kind of see what I was talking about here with all of this stuff binding up and not lining up quite right. Here's the unwrecked side for comparison. You can see how much room there actually is there, where all these bushings are shot, everything's popped out. So I'm gonna see if I can get this last 18mm in and then see what we can do about that sway bar. Change of plans once again. I took this out of this side. I'm gonna line that up, and this bolt can go in. I'll put my vice grips on the back to tighten it up. Vice grip backup's on. Now just to tighten it. Now that's problem number one solved. Problem number two is this shock. So while I got my jack and everything here, I'm gonna grab that shock and we'll stick it in. Those are 16mm. Okay, with the top lined up, you can see that the bottom is a little short. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack it up so that that bolt lines up. While I have all my cameras and tools in the back, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back tire on. I just got asked if the car will be done in 2 weeks in time for the race. That answer is a firm, hopefully. Like all you guys that build race cars and derby cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about.